This video app review is brought to you by the iPhone appreview.com.
What's up, everybody? This is Luke Patrick with the iPhone appreview.com. We're slinging out yet another video review today, this time taking a look at an application that is quite a value, and by quite a value I mean a very tremendously huge value, especially if you're a fan of the genre that we're going to be discussing. So I'm just going to go ahead and open the door, so to speak. Door number one, the app that we're looking at. It's called iManga Reader, and before we go any further, I have heard this pronounced several ways: iManga, iManga. Every time I say it, I have it wrong. If my friends are any indication, but that is the app that we're looking at, so I apologize if I am going to pronounce that wrong throughout this whole thing. Feel free to leave us a comment and let me know, and I'll try to do better in the future. But the app is called iManga Reader, and it's available for $2.99 in the App Store, which we'll talk more about that value in just a second. But before we go any further, why don't I go ahead and boot this up, and then we'll go straight into things. As you can see, I was reading a manga comic earlier. I'm going to go ahead and get out of that so I can show you the main screen. But essentially, if you haven't figured it out by the title, iManga Reader is a iPhone and iPad reader for manga comics. These style of comics are unique to Japan, although they've kind of spread around into different areas. Even the French are doing them these days. I've seen lots of French publications that mimic this art style. But this is a very specific kind of comic series and comic genre that a lot of people really absolutely love. If you're a fan of this genre, it's worth noting that iManga Reader comes with a total of like some 6,700 comics available for you to read, and growing. It just keeps adding new series as it goes along. This is evidenced by the fact that these basic sorting categories in the main menu are so expansive. You can sort by a lot of different criteria, including random, the full manga list, which will give you apps, or excuse me, not apps, series that are exactly filled out. Likewise, you can do completed ones or ongoing, which these are, of course, updated as they go along. You can check out the updated ones, of course. And then there's a couple of different categories that we really liked, like if you're looking for a specific audience, say you're a boy age 10 and up, there you go, there's your specific category, or men ages 20 to 30, that's here as well. Same thing for women. So if you're looking for a specific age group, that is the way to go, or a specific genre, all of this is here. So there's lots of different genres to check through. Likewise, there is a settings list that's going to give you a couple more basic things. You've got reading statistics if you'd like to check that out. I haven't spent too much time reading through any of these, but we have spent a lot of time poking around, looking at the various manga comics that are available. So we'll talk more about that in just a second. And of course, this does configure with my anime list as well. So to give a quick run through, in terms of our searching, we did find a lot of content here, and by a lot, obviously we mean the full 6,700. But seriously, though, there's a lot available here, and all of these are available, for free download. As you can see, the Dot Hack series is here, which is one of the things we looked for. We did look for a couple of popular series that we knew, and most of them were here. Likewise, if you don't find any that you know, amongst the 7,000 various manga comics available, you're guaranteed to find at least one that holds your interest. And just to give a quick example of how this works, you click on a series, it retrieves the manga data, which sometimes takes a while, so hopefully this doesn't. And occasionally it actually wouldn't return any data, which was sort of strange. On some of these listed comics we'd hit it, and it would never come through, which we're not really sure why that is for certain ones and not for certain others, but hey, we aren't going to complain considering the amount of stuff that is here. If you want details about a comic, you hit the details button along the bottom and you get a summary, as well as the various chapters and such that are available, as well as the author and artist, etc. And then you can even sync this to my anime list as it's seen there, or share your finds to Facebook or Twitter. If you want to read it, you simply hit the read button, and then you grab the chapter that you want, which we're going to go ahead and do now. And again, hopefully this doesn't take too long. I am kind of winging this as far as grabbing a comic. Okay, that wasn't bad. So here's the main reader, and then you simply flick through as you normally would, which is fantastic. The reader itself is nothing special. It doesn't really compare to apps like Comic Zeal that offer a lot more fancy functionality. But then again, you're probably not going to care too much because of all the free content that's here. It is a little bit slow there on the page load, as you noticed. And of course, you've got pinch to zoom if you want it. And you also have a landscape mode instead of just portrait, so if you prefer to read in this format, you can go ahead and do that. And of course, the iPad is much easier to read on because of the larger screen real estate, but not by much, actually. We still enjoyed reading these on our iPhone. So we're going to go ahead and go back. If you'd like to download these, you can by simply hitting the download button, and then they're immediately saved to your collection. I'm going to go ahead and show you that very quickly. Then we'll give you our final thoughts on it, but here's the My Saved Manga tab, and there's the comic that I saved earlier. I don't actually know much about this comic, I just kind of grabbed it and saved it. You can also favorite, add things to your favorites, and again, I favorited the same comic, and then these will pile up here, so you can check back for updates. There's also a recently viewed tab that will give you everything that you've looked at. And so that's pretty much it as far as organization. Our only real complaint with this app is that this main menu is kind of cluttered. You do have to scroll through all of these different tabs to get anywhere, and the interface itself is rather stock in terms of iOS applications. It has the same kind of basic pinstripe background and gray and black headers, as well as these various tabbed lists. So it's not the greatest as far as eye candy goes, but then again, the functionality is completely intact, so no complaints there other than slight eyesore factor involved. So at the end of the day, with this amount of content and the price itself, for $3 you get close to 7,000 comics, which is an unbeatable bargain. I mean, if you consider how much these comics tend to run just on their own, that's absolutely fantastic. $3 for that much reading material. With that in mind, even though the interface isn't the prettiest thing we've ever seen, we are going to give iManga Reader a solid 3.5 out of 5 stars from us here at the iPhoneAppReview.com. If you're a fan of the series, this is pretty much a must-have. I mean, I can't think of any other app that gives you this much content and with such a specific genre, as well as lots of searching options. So if you're a fan of the manga-style comic, go ahead and jump on this. You definitely won't regret it. That's all we have to say about it. And again, this is available for $2.99 in the App Store. And we're going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. And that's all we have to say, so I'm going to go ahead and sign out. But before I do, I want to encourage you guys to go ahead and check out the other YouTube videos that are on our YouTube channel that you're cruising now. Or you can go to the iPhoneAppReview.com to see heaps of our written reviews as well. We're posting new content to both places with some frequency, so check back often. Other than that, that's all we've got to say, so we're going to go ahead and sign out. We'll see you guys later. Bye.